Did you know that Adam lived 930 years? And because he lived that long, he saw Noah's father. He saw Noah's father all those generations. He saw him. Stay tuned because we're going to be reading out of the genealogy of Adam. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to be reading to you today from a chapter that is overlooked because it's kind of boring, actually, in the Bible. Believe it or not, there are some passages in the Bible that just goes names and names and names. I'm not going to read it to you all. You've probably seen it before or even tried to read it and fell asleep. But let me go to Genesis 5. And this is the family of Adam. And it says, this is the book of the genealogy of Adam. In that day, God created man. He made him in his likeness of God. This is important for today's culture. He created them male and female, and he blessed them and called them mankind, and that day they were created. That's what God did. Now, here's what I wanted to get to. He says, Adam lived 130 years, and he got his own likeness, a son, after his image, and he called him Seth. Now, remember that it was first Cain and Abel, and Cain murdered Abel. After that, it doesn't say in the Bible how many years that took place, but it does say that Seth replaced Abel in the succession line, and at 130 years was when Adam had the son Seth. 130 years. If you can imagine that, that's when he got his son, the replacement son, I guess, in that case, 130 years later. And now let's keep going, okay? This is the chapter I'm telling you about. Sometimes you can read it and it's a little bit boring, but bear with me. It's going to be really, really awesome in a minute, okay? After he begot Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years. So if you add those up, oh, and by the way, it says that he had sons and many daughters. So we don't know how many. That's another question for another time. How many sons and daughters did they have? So all the days of Adam were 930 years. So the Bible does the addition of before Seth and after Seth. In total, Adam lived 930 years. And I am going to verse 6 now. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but listen to this. It says, Seth lived 105 years, and he begot Enosh. After he begot Enosh, Seth lived 807 years, and he had sons and daughters, a lot of them, in all those years. So the days of Seth lived 912 years, and he died. Now, let me come back to you with this. Just imagine living 900 years. I mean, that is incredible. I just visited my grandmother. She's 91 years old, and we're blessed. And I'm sure that you have people in your family or know people that have reached their 90s, 95s. It's just amazing to have people around us living that long. Imagine a person living 900 years. Just in comparison, 90 years to 900 is like somebody saying they're 10 years old at 90 years old. That is the comparison there. It is just astonishing how long they lived. And maybe this is another episode or another session here of the Bible, but it's because they were so close to the original creation that God created that the blemishes that they had were very, very little. Even though they did, remember, they were kicked out of Garden of Eden because they sinned of disobedience. But let's go back to this passage here. In Adam, in chapter 5, it keeps going. And truthfully, it's so much. I mean, it's the whole chapter, 32 verses, going through this genealogy of they begot the other son, they begot the other son. But I'm going to make it exciting, okay? Because the Bible, it is very exciting once you do the math and kind of go through these words here. Okay, I am going to show you this awesome picture, okay? Check this out. Here's what they did, okay? You're going to see it right now. Here's what they did. They took from year 0, starting with Adam, okay? They put him and they put a little bar right there, like a bar graph. And they said, okay, he lived 930 years, right? At 130, he had Seth, which we read in the Bible. And Seth was born. And now Seth is living Seth is going to be living 912 years, right? So he is going to expand that. So if you see that, Adam and Seth, the red and the blue lines there, the blue bar graphs, they're overlapping a lot. But now this is the crazy part. Even though we didn't read the other verses, you see Enos was born when when in the year 235. So if you go back to Adam, that means that Adam was still alive when Enos was alive. But the next one, Canaan was born in the year 325 of Adam. Remember, Adam is the zero marker, right? That's when we first started, recording here. So, okay, let's look at the next one. Malahalel, 395. So if you look at this, what I'm trying to show you here is that there's a lot of overlaps here. Jared still, Adam still possibly, here's what I want to, the big part here. Adam possibly saw Jared. He saw Enoch. Now, Enoch was taken up to heaven. That is true. But if you see, he probably saw him. And now here's the big kicker. Methuselah, Adam possibly saw Methuselah. They lived in the same time frame. I say possibly because maybe they traveled far, and I don't know if they actually saw each other, but they did live in the same time frame. Now, Lamech also possibly saw Adam. They're overlapping. They live in the same time frame because remember, Adam is living 930 years. Now, Noah is the first person that Adam passes away in 930 years. And now Noah is born after that. Noah is born in the year 1056. So Noah did not possibly or could not have possibly seen Adam, but Noah's father, Lamech, most likely, possibly met Adam. So even they're generations apart, and they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 generations apart, still Adam could have personally, here's the biggest thing here, personally told Lamech, Noah's father, all about creation, all about God. He saw God face to face. He used to walk with him. So Lamech and Adam were connected, and actually Noah was just one generation removed. Even though they had all these generations between them, they were just one generation removed because the amount of years that Adam lived. That is just amazing here that you can see this. Now, I'm running out of time because I want to keep this short, okay? But check this out. If you keep going down, you see Shem, you see the same thing happening. Now, people are living shorter and shorter, but even the shortest one here, if you go to Nahor was the shortest one here, and he's living 148 years, and he's the smallest one there. But I want to show you something. Look at Noah's story, right? Noah has a big story. Now, if you go all the way down, he is still overlapping. Same thing happened again. He's still overlapping with all of these guys, with all of these genealogy of men of God here. And he possibly met Abraham's father. Now, he couldn't have met Abraham because Abraham was born in the year 2008 and Noah died in 2006. So there's no way that they met each other. But Noah lived in the time of Terah, and Terah is Abraham's father. Why is that important? Again, because even though Abraham did not meet Noah, he didn't meet Noah, they were only one generation removed, which means that Noah could possibly have told Terah, the father of Abraham, these stories, and they knew these stories of what had happened, and they weren't actually that removed, even though so much time had passed. This is unbelievable. Last thing, I'm going to leave you guys, okay? Here's what I see also. In the first one, Noah was the first one that did not meet Adam. If you notice also, the same thing happened. Abraham was the first one that could not have met Noah. I think that goes back to faith. And that's why God chose these men specifically, because they took it as faith. All the other men, they were closer and they knew the stories. They were closer to the stories. But these two men, Noah, believed because he believed. He says, Jesus said, blessed are those who believe, who didn't see, but believed. And I think that's a great thing here. And Abraham said that it was the same thing. He believed without actually seeing. or even knowing. It's just unbelievable how God works in these patterns. I hope this was a blessing to you. We'll come back to you guys with more. But always remember that the Bible, even the most boring passage, it seems like this passage is really boring, it's really exciting. God bless you guys. See you in the next one.